Hello and welcome to another episode of the program Tech Talk. This week we'll be exploring AI Sōra together with Emmanuel Bassi, who is a Power BI developer and an AI enthusiast. Also, we'll be showing you how OpenAI Sōra works. My name is Dorcas Yakubuzala. Thanks for joining us. Of artificial intelligence, the fusion of text and video has always been a fascinating frontier. OpenAI, a trailblazer in AI research, has once again pushed the boundaries with their latest innovation, Sōra. This groundbreaking technology aims to revolutionize content creation by seamlessly translating text into video, offering endless possibilities for creators, marketers, and storytellers alike. At its core, Sōra utilizes state-of-the-art natural language processing and computer vision techniques to generate high-quality videos from plain text inputs. The system is trained on vast datasets of videos and corresponding textual descriptions, enabling it to understand and interpret the nuances of language and visual content. We have Emmanuel Bassi, a Power BI developer, joining us on the program virtually from Calabar, the capital of Cross River State. You're very much welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
All right, so earlier our report laid a foundation on what OpenAI Sōra is about, but we'd love to hear from you in your own words. Can you provide an overview of how OpenAI Sōra text-to-video model works?
Okay, so when it comes to the OpenAI Sōra, Sōra is basically a groundbreaking text-to-video model that basically enables us to create videos up to a minute long. And based on the video when the founder of OpenAI was talking about it, he says that one of the things that Sōra basically helps us do is that it basically helps us to be able to showcase highly detailed scenes, right? Complex camera motions, and I've also seen it happening the preview videos, and it helps us to also have, you can create as many characters as possible that has a feel of human emotions. And if you want to compare these to what we basically had a year ago when we were using Delhi and all that to generate AI characters, and to what we have now, if someone doesn't tell you that this particular short clip was actually generated by an AI, you might never believe, because the kind of characters, you can create characters that are almost exactly behave like humans, right? So that's exactly what Sōra is. So Sōra is just a kind of a text to video AI model that basically enables us to be able to create video content. All right, we could use it in different fields of life, like advertisement. We could use them in. It's going to be a lot that we're going to use them in media and so on. Yeah.
All right, so there are other text-to-video models in terms of capabilities and performance. What sets Sōra apart from them?
Okay, so I think one of the things that set Sōra apart is that, number one, is that Sōra has high detail scenes and complex motions. And comparing it is that Sōra can help you generate videos that features highly detailed scenes. I don't know if you have seen the example of the video of Lagos that was shown during the launch of Lagos in, I think, 2056, right? You could see, if you look at that particular video, the video angles were awesome. These are things that if we needed, we would have to rent drones. Sometimes in those days, you have to rent helicopters for somebody to video before drone technology came up. But right now, you have to rent drones. You have to rent high definition cameras. You have to get in some very high professional photographers to be able to capture such a video. But with Sōra, you almost do not need that, right? Because Sōra, just tell it what to do. This is the context that I'm asking you to generate a video for me, and then you're basically going to get it. So one of the things it's going to help us is that it's going to help us with high detailed scenes and complex motions. Another area to look out for is going to be versatile content generation, right? It can help us to produce content across various genres, such as historical content. You can also look at something about the future, just like the Lagos stuff we looked at, and the New York as at 1971 or so, And then we could also get some documentaries, right? You can think of a documentary, and then all you need to do, what you're thinking, put it in writing as a text, and then it's going to just give you exactly what you want. So Sora is actually extremely, very, very powerful.
How does Sōra handle natural language text input and convert it into coherent video content?
Okay. All right. So Sora does this through, number one, natural language. So how are you going to talk to Sora? You as a person, you're going to speak to Sora using the natural language, right? So initially, when you look at Sora, it interprets the text prompt. So just like ChatGPT, when you want to generate any content using ChatGPT, you're going to have to write a prompt. So that's the same thing that happens with Sora. So when it comes to Sora, you're going to write a prompt, right? And Sora gets to understand the prompt, understand the context that the prompt was written, and then it's going to specify the scene that you described. A typical example, I could say, I want a dog sleeping on a bed or a dog sleeping on a mat, right? So that's the context that you've provided for Sora. All right. So Sora is going to take these prompts, text details that you've provided in characters to read, and then take it to provide an action. All right, and then begin to also look at how it's going to inject emotions into it. So it's not just going to be a dog lying on the mat, but maybe that dog is providing some sign of emotions to the owner, so something like that. So that's how you get to write in and input in a text, and then Sora gets to bring it out in a video format for you. Yeah.
Okay, so what are some potential applications of Sora beyond generating videos from text, and how do you envision it being used in various industries?
All right. So how do I envision it being used in various industries? I think one of the most hit industry right now is going to be the creative industry, right? Because I see that we are going to use it in terms of automation. We are going to use it for creativity and innovation. Yes. So the most hit is going to be people in the creative industry. We already see that when it comes to the content creation, when it comes to some jobs has been retired because of ChatGPT right now. So, but now Sora is going to retire some jobs, just like I said earlier on, hiring photographers, and most of these people in the creative scene. If I want to act a movie, right? It's almost not going to be in the next 15 years. We are going to see a lot of animations, content. We are going to see a lot of video content that's going to be more around AI, right? They are not going to be using real actors, right? We are going to be using more of AI. So one of the ways that Sora is going to be used beyond generating videos, I think we are going to talk about, it's going to help us in the areas of automating some things that we used to do manually before, right? It's going to help us in those areas of automation. Then another key area that Sora is going to impact our society is going to help us to create. It's going to help our imagination in terms of creating scenes, creating kind of scenes that it will take the human mind a lot of time to think about, right? How to utilize or how to get this scene out there. Right, but just all you need to do is just speak to Sora, and then Sora is going to be able to create those scenes for you. Right.
Okay, so how do we distinguish, between real videos and AI generated, videos?
Hmm. That's basically where the challenge is going to be in 5 to 10 years. So the OpenAI boss said something. For now, there are still gaps, right? So if you look at these videos that were released using Sora, you notice that one of the things they did for privacy issues, they actually attached some logos to it, right? So to show you that this is AI generated. But if you look at some of those videos, you're going to find some errors in those videos. So a typical example, if you look at the one that was showed for the US, you notice something that the cow scene, one of the cows disappeared. Then for some, the one that was shown for the dogs, you saw multiplication of dogs. So it shows that the model is still trying to understand things the way the human mind understands it, right? The core emotion that the human or the core intelligence of a human is not yet showing in that aspect, right? But I believe that in the next 10 to 15 years, it's going to be very difficult for one to differentiate a video that's created with AI with a video that's going to be created by
Humans.
people who spent millions of dollars to create a movie. It's really, really going to be difficult for people to differentiate it, right? I'm seeing that maybe in the next few years there are going to be a lot of policies that are going to be put in place for them to make sure that people get to know, because people should have the right to know that this content I'm watching is generated by AI, right? Yeah.
All right, so you spoke about Sora impacting on multimedia production. How about the future of content creation?
Yeah. So it depends. Future of content creation is also going to boom. All right. So there's going to be, let's not say it, AI basically brings what we call new roles, right? Anytime AI is released, one of the ways I see it is that there are new roles that are going to be generated. So there are a lot of people who have content ideas like myself. I want to create content, but I don't want to be on the spotlight of the camera. Right. So there's going to be a change. There are going to be YouTube channels. There are going to be Instagram channels that are going to be totally based on someone's creativity, but using AI to put themselves out there. Right. So, but I think one of the amazing things, because now when you begin to say these things, the angle that people begin to say is that people could mask behind these things, right? And spread some hate messages and all that. Yes, but I've already seen that Sora are trying to put in some um, regulations around those things, right? Sora are doing a lot in putting up regulations around most of those things. So we are not really going to have we are going to have breaches, but as those breaches come, Sora are also going to be taking care of those things. All right, they are going to make sure that it's not every content that is generated. So the future of content creation is going to boom. All right, we are going to have a very big market for content creators who are going to be creatives who are just using Sora to generate videos based on the things that they want to do. In fact, I'm even seeing that e-learning, there's going to be a change in e-learning. People are not going to be recording courses again, right? I've had a scenario where before there's a particular course that I recorded 2 years ago, and that was not text to video, that was even text to audio. All I needed to do was write a script, send it, and then I'm able to generate the audio. And you know that we used to have issues between Nigerians or people in the United States or call English speakers understanding how Nigerians speak. So, but that was able to bridge the gap for me. All right. So all I needed to do is I don't need to tell them them to hear my voice. I'll record a voice, transcribe it, send it to the software, and then that software automatically just um, gives me the voice of a male voice, a male AI voice. All right. And then I'll now just do the merging and all that. And then that course was ready. All right. And people who are not Nigerians, all right, could listen to the course, enjoy the course without trying to without being impacted by the Nigerian tone. All right. Remind me. Without being impacted by the Nigerian. So the future of content creation, it's really, really going to boom in the next 10 to 15 years.
Okay, so what then happens to video editors, cameramen, since you can just sit in the comfort of your homes and just type text and the video will be generated? What then happens to, this category of people?
All right, so please tell your videographer that his job is still secure. All right, it shouldn't be threatened about that. All right, so what happens to the future? There's going to still be need for videographers, photographers, yes. But the volume of persons that are going to be needed, right, in that industry would automatically reduce. Because, like I said, there are a lot of persons who are now going to opt in for, by the time this Sōra is fully developed, there are a lot of persons who are going to now begin to opt in for AI content, right? Rather than spending millions gathering artists and all that, they are going to be able to bring in AI content because Sōra has a lot of emotions. So what am I going to advise for people who are in the creative industries? They now need to begin to see, I understand scenes of how a movie should look like. How can I use AI to prompt? So a videographer is not just somebody who has a skill, but a videographer should be somebody that knows how to already use AI to prompt. I don't know how to take good angles of video, so I'm not going to be a perfect person to prompt the AI to give me a perfect angle of a video. But somebody who has been in the industry for 10, 15, 20 years knows what that angle is called. And the AI is being prompted based on data that has been generated for years. All right. So because of that, someone in that industry should now begin to say, yes, Sōra is coming. I need to begin to learn prompt engineering so that by the time people begin to opt in to bringing to creating content, there are going to be need for prompt engineers. All right. And there is something that we call in the technology space. We say context. All right. Context is extremely, extremely important. So if you have somebody that has a domain knowledge in a particular area and then has a particular skill, you rather employ somebody that has a domain knowledge than somebody who just has a skill but now needs to start learning the domain knowledge. Right. So if I have to give someone a data job and in an accounting firm, I'll prefer someone who has gone through school, that has an accounting knowledge and has a data knowledge. All right, that person will act better than somebody who just has a data knowledge without an accounting knowledge, because that person now has to start learning the accounting in our field. So it's important that people who are now videographers, drone stuffs and all that begin to learn prompt engineering to add to their skill. So because there are going to be a lot of people who are going to need people who can prompt. All right. Yeah. So that's my submission.
So we've been talking about the positive impacts of OpenAI Sōra. What about the negative impact it has in the society?
Yeah, negative impacts. All right. So negative impacts, we've talked about, you're going to be a lot of loss of job. Yes. Then the other negative impact, we are also looking at data breaches. All right. But OpenAI has already assured us that they are basically working with industry experts to be able to look at those breaches that we are supposed to have. All right. So I think I'll prefer to even look at I'll prefer to look at Sōra in the eyes of I'll prefer to look at Sōra in the eyes of the positives rather than look at it more in the eyes of the negative. All right. But I'm very, very sure that with government regulations of some of the things that artificial intelligence is doing, OpenAI is going to comply to every local laws, right? They are going to comply to every local laws, right? In every any of every country, right? They are going to be able to optimize to be able to look at the local laws and abide to those local laws. I'm very, very sure that they are law abiding, and I know that AI in the last few years have tried to infringe on people's privacy, and we have tried to also use AI to generate some very wrong messages, all right, and all that. But I'm very, very sure that they are working. AI is still very, very young. Yes. If we look at the place of AI right now that we are, is still very, very young. And I think that with the training of the models will also get better, right? Yeah, the models will also get better. And some of these privacy issues, I know one of the key issues about this is, let's say you pick someone's picture and then mimic like the person is the one speaking, right? I know that could cause a serious data breach. But I'm very, very sure that there's a way that will be worked on. And then there's also a way that people will be able to vet if a video is AI generated. So if false news or something is, especially now that is the hot season of the US election, if a false news about a particular candidate is generated, then I'm sure that there is a way that you can subject a video to a test that will know that, oh no, this is not this person that is saying this, right? This is actually an AI generated video. So I'm sure that those things are going to be worked on, because I already know that right now in the last election in Nigeria, there were some broadcast messages that went on, and when some people subjected those tests, those audios and some of those things to forensic tests, all right, we're able to know that this particular audio is AI generated, right? So I think those things will also be done. But I think the positive side, we should look more about the positive side. It's going to be a game changer for people in the creative space, especially for people who create content for children. It's very stressful to create animated content for children. Animations are very, very asking to create. All right. So it's going to be a game changer, especially for that particular industry.
All right. Thank you so much, Emmanuel Bassi, for joining us on the program.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We'll go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll bring you tech tips. Stay with us. Today on Tech Tips, we'll be showing you how OpenAI Sōra works. Text analysis. Sōra begins by analyzing the input text, identifying key elements such as characters, settings, actions, and emotions. This step involves parsing the text for context and extracting relevant information to guide the video creation process. Storyboard generation. Based on the textual analysis, Sōra constructs a storyboard outlining the sequence of scenes, transitions, and visual elements required to bring the narrative to life. Each scene is carefully crafted to capture the essence of the text and engage the audience effectively. Video synthesis. Once the storyboard is finalized, Sōra employs advanced video synthesis techniques to generate the actual video content. This involves combining pre-existing video clips, animations, and visual effects in real time to match the storyboard specifications, resulting in a cohesive and visually compelling input. Quality assurance. Throughout the process, Sōra continuously evaluates the generated content to ensure coherence, relevance, and quality. This includes checking for consistency in visual style, adherence to the narrative structure, and overall viewer engagement. We wrap it up today on Tech Talk. You can drop your comments and contributions on all our social media platforms. Don't forget to join in next week, same time, same station, for a fresh edition of the program. My name is Dorcas Yakubzala. Goodbye.